Hey, welcome. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest, most intimidating parts of any project, how to actually find a research topic. If you've ever felt completely stuck, well, this one's for you. We're going to go on a little journey together and turn that terrifying blank page into a real, actual roadmap for discovery. Let's jump in. So, does this look familiar? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you're staring down a huge project and you have literally no idea where to even start? It's a super common feeling, so don't even worry. We're going to use this explainer to guide you step by step from that blank page to a focused and honestly exciting research question. Okay, so where do these amazing research ideas come from anyway? Well, the first thing to get is that you don't just, find a topic fully formed. It really starts with a spark, a little flicker of curiosity, something you notice, or a question that just kind of gets stuck in your head and won't leave you alone. And here's the key. This whole thing is way more personal than you think. I mean, think about it for a second. What classes have really gotten you fired up? What's going on in the news that you can't stop thinking about? Even a random chat with a professor or a problem you ran into at work can be the seed of a great idea. Your research topic is probably hiding in plain sight. You just have to learn how to spot it. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It all starts with that broad curiosity. And the whole point of this first stage is just to wrangle that energy. You're starting a journey from a really general interest toward a specific, answerable question. All right, so you've got it. You have a spark, an idea you're actually passionate about. That's awesome. But before you go running off to the library, we've got to do a little reality check. We have to ask ourselves, is this really cool idea also a viable research project? See, every great topic has to pass two big tests. First up, significance. In other words, does it actually matter? Is your research going to add something new to the conversation? And then second, feasibility. This is the practical stuff. Can you really do it with the time you have, the resources you can get, and the skills you currently possess? A topic has to get a yes on both of these to be a real winner. So the real goal here is to find that sweet spot, that perfect intersection. It's where your own passion for a topic slams right into its relevance for your field and, critically, where you have the actual practical means to investigate it. That's the point of convergence. That's where powerful research is born. Okay, this next step is absolutely 100% critical. So many promising projects just fall apart because the topic is way, way too broad. Learning to narrow your focus, it isn't about limiting yourself. It's actually about giving your research the power and depth it needs to make a real impact. Let's walk through a classic example. Let's say you're interested in education. Okay. It's a huge, sprawling field. Where in the world do you even start with that? It's a fine starting point, but we can't possibly research all of it at once. So let's start to shrink it down. We could focus on a specific piece of it. How about the impact of preschool education? Okay, much better. We've gone from this massive continent of an idea to maybe a single country, but it's still a pretty big place to explore. And to get even more laser-focused, we can add another layer, like a specific group of people. What about the impact of preschool education on low-income families? Now that is a focused, manageable, and totally researchable topic. See how we did that? We just funneled our way down to a clear path for our research. And this whole process works for pretty much any field. You could take a huge topic like climate change and narrow it down by specifying a time frame. Or you could take social media and narrow it by defining a specific place, like rural Australia. Or with mental health, you can limit the specific things you're studying, like mindfulness and anxiety in a certain group. These strategies are your tools for carving out a clear, defined space to do your work. So once you have that focused topic, you need to figure out which way to go. And in research, your direction comes from your questions. A really powerful, well-formed research question, it's like a compass that is going to guide every single decision you make from this point on. First up, you've got descriptive questions. These are basically the what is questions. They're not trying to explain why something is happening, but they paint a really detailed picture of a situation, which gives us a crucial starting point. Next, we have exploratory questions. Think of these as kind of venturing into brand new territory. When a topic is new or we just don't understand it very well, like how small business feel about AI, these questions help us map out the landscape and figure out what's important. Correlational questions are all about connecting the dots. They ask, is there a relationship between two or more things? If one thing changes, does the other thing change too? These questions are amazing for spotting patterns and connections in the world.
And finally, we get to the really powerful explanatory questions. These are the why questions. They go beyond just seeing a connection to actually investigating if one thing might cause or influence another. This is often the deepest, most challenging kind of research.
I just love this quote because it really captures the power of a good question. It's not just a sentence you write down. It's the tool that keeps you on the right path. It makes sure your whole journey of discovery actually has a purpose and a clear direction. Wow, okay, so we've been on quite a trip, huh? From a totally blank page all the way to a set of guiding questions. Let's do a super quick recap of the key principles that make up your new research roadmap. Really, it all boils down to this. First, find your spark of inspiration. It can come from anywhere. Second, do that reality check. Make sure your idea is both significant and feasible. Third, use the funnel method to narrow your focus until it's sharp. And finally, find your compass by crafting those clear, powerful questions that'll light your way. That's it. That's the formula. And that brings us to the end of our time together. But for you, this is really just the beginning. You've got the tools, you've got the roadmap. The only thing left is to take that first step. Your journey of discovery starts right now. So my question for you is, what question will you ask?